Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to ELA for today. What are we going to be doing today? We are going to be reading an expository text about our planet and the solar system, which is one of Mrs. Davis's favorite topics and favorite subjects is Earth, space, solar system. I love it so much. As we are reading our expository text, we are going to be determining the main idea. So we're really going to look at the text and say, what is the whole entire text about? We will always use text evidence, and of course, we will have our vocabulary as we always do. Speaking of vocabulary, go ahead and repeat after me. Here we go. Amount, astronomy, globe, solar system, support, surface, temperature, and warmth. Those are our 8 vocabulary words of the week. You will go on to Wonders McGraw-Hill today to learn more about those. And also we have read expository text multiple times this year, so we are getting very, very good at reading and understanding expository text. Remember, boys and girls, these are stories or texts with facts and information about a topic. There are headings. They tell what a section is about. It has text features. It could include graphs, pictures, photographs, and captions. So for instance, today we are going to read a story called Earth and Its Neighbors. And you're going to see keywords that are bolded. You're going to see a chart. You'll see photographs. Okay, and you'll learn facts and information about Earth. Alrighty, using keywords and those headings. So remember, expository texts are stories or information that is true and accurate. With this expository text, we are going to be determining the main idea and key details. Boys and girls, sometimes the main idea is difficult for students to understand. What we need to really remember is the main idea is the most important point an author makes about a topic. All right, so what is the story about? And do not just say Earth. No, Earth is a topic. But as we read the story today, what is the most important point the author's trying to tell us about Earth and its neighbors, or maybe about whatever we're reading? And you can use supporting key details to tell about the main idea. So we already know that the topic is going to be Earth and its neighbors. But as we read, we're going to dig a little bit deeper to decide, what is this text mainly about? Okay, how can we find this? Remember text evidence. Go back into the story. Read your story. Look for that important detail. Okay, a lot of times you'll see a detail on this section, a detail on this section, and a detail on this section, and they all are in common. So if you see a common trait as you read, that should be a clue that that has something to do with the main idea. So here are some clues that we must ask ourselves, boys and girls. The main idea is what the text is mostly about. Look at titles, headings, pictures. Right? A lot of times it might be stated in the first sentence, the last sentence. Right? Look for those clue words that they use repeatedly. So is there a word that they keep saying over and over again? That's going to help you determine the main idea. All right? And really look at those details, okay? Those details are sentences that tell more about a topic or describe or explain the main idea. So these 2 anchor charts, boys and girls, will really help you look into those. I will post these in our folder so you can really look at those if you need to. And as we are doing main idea, we are going to be doing another tree map, which you are all experts at making tree maps. I have seen so many of your tree maps on Class Dojo, and they get better and better every week. And of course, as always, every single week, make sure you're using that text evidence. So I have a tree map not completed. As always, I'm going to read the first bit of the story to you and kind of show you how I'm going to determine supporting details. So the story, you can find the story on McGraw-Hill Wonders, or in this video I have it, and I will also post it in the folder. But first, let's go ahead and follow along with me as we read the story, Earth and Its Neighbors. And it's asking us what we know about Earth and its neighbors. So go ahead and follow along as Mrs. Davis reads. If the sun could talk, it might say, "Look at me, look at my sunspots, I am so hot." Without the sun, Earth would be a cold, dark planet. Well, how do we know this? Thanks to the astronomer Galileo, we know a lot about the sun and the rest of our solar system. Telescopes looking up. So I know right now my next little bit is probably going to be about telescopes because that's the heading. Galileo did not invent the telescope. However, 400 years ago, he did build one that was strong enough to study the sky. When Galileo looked into space, he saw the rocky surface of the moon. When he looked at the sun, he discovered spots on its fiery surface. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because a couple of things. Number one, I know our topic is Earth. Number two, and its neighbors. Earth and its neighbors. Now, I want to try to find a detail that I see over and over again. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and start with telescopes because this is about telescopes. A telescope was invented, not really invented, but some type of telescope was strong enough to study the sky by Galileo. He was able to look into the surface of the moon and the surface of the sun. Okay, so that is important detail that I am going to go to my tree map. A telescope was created by Galileo to see the surface of the sun and moon. Why did I pick that as a supporting detail? Because the heading talked about telescopes. So I wanted to pick an important detail that talked about a telescope while also including Earth and its neighbors. So I have telescope, Earth, sun, moon. Okay, let me go back. So there is one. And then again, boys and girls, I can see the moon. The moon is Earth's closest neighbor. And then it said he studied the sky with the telescope he built. So let me go ahead and move on. Astronomy, or the study of space, began with a simple telescope. But astronomers wanted to look at the sky more closely. They made bigger telescopes that could see further than the one Galileo used. Astronomers still had many questions. Next heading, satellites, a step closer. In 1958, scientists launched Explorer 1, the first American satellite into space. It was an exciting day for America. Soon, many satellites circled the globe and took photographs of Earth, the moon, stars, and other planets. They collected a large amount of information. Satellites even tracked the temperature on the planet Saturn. Okay, I'm going to pause right there. Why am I going to pause right there? Because my topic of this story is about Earth and its neighbors. And there's something in here that talks about satellites and Earth and its neighbors. It mentioned here that satellites took photographs of the Earth, the moon, stars, and other planets. So that kind of starts talking about my topic. So I'm going to pause right there. And I'm going to write that in my tree map. Satellites took pictures of Earth. Let me go back to my story. What else did they tell me? I have my book here so I can. Photographs of Earth, moon, stars, and planets. Earth, moon, stars, and planets. That's another supporting detail, okay? What you're going to do is as you read each heading, you're going to add another supporting detail of each heading. When you are finished, you're going to see what all the details have in common. So I just started out with 3, but you are going to have another one for a giant leap, Hubble and beyond, more discoveries every day. So you're going to at least add at least 3 more. What you are going to do afterwards is see what all the supporting details have in common. So I'm going to give you a little hint. This supporting detail talks about a telescope created to see the surface of the sun and moon. This supporting detail talks about satellites taking pictures of the Earth, Moon, stars, and planets. So right away, I know that we are studying Earth, Moon, Sun, taking pictures. Okay, so these two details already have something in common. Your job is to see if you can find at least three other supporting details about the study of Earth and its neighbor. Once you have all those details, you're going to try to put them all together, and you are going to write in your main idea, what do you think the main idea was? Do not just say, it's about Earth and its planets. No, what about Earth? What about the other planets? What about Earth and its neighbors? Tell me something that you think the author wanted you to learn or know by the end of this reading. Again, you are going to go on to McGraw-Hill Wonders and read the story, or you can read it right from Schoology. I will post the pictures. You're going to read page 214, 215, 216, 217, 218, 219. And create a tree map to take a picture. You will have these two and at least three others. All right, so your assignments for today. First, you're going to go ahead and complete the vocabulary. You're going to read Earth and its neighbors, creating your tree map, searching for those important details. And then there's going to be a complete Earth and its neighbors discussion post that you're also going to be completing. If you have any questions, please let me know. Main idea gets a little tricky. I am excited to see what you come up with as the main idea. Remember, what did the author want you to learn most importantly after reading this text? If you have any questions, please message me. We can read it together. Whatever you may need, I am here for you. Have a lovely Tuesday, boys and girls. Bye.